Chairman Kane, Vice Chairman Hamilton, members of the Commission, it's my privilege and honor to be here before you this morning. I would like to start off by addressing a question that arose yesterday concerning the 70 individuals who were under investigation by the FBI that was mentioned in the August 6, 2001 Presidential Daily Brief. We've gone back to look at those numbers, and just to provide a little bit of clarity about that at the outset, there were actually 67 actual investigations ongoing. The PDB said approximately 70, and it turned out to be 67. Of those, there are a number that are still ongoing investigations. Obviously, no links to 9/11, but there are a number of individuals still under investigation. 12 of those investigations were closed because it was determined there were no ties to al-Qaeda or other Sunni extremists. 4 were closed because individuals were arrested on INS violations. They were out of status. 2 of the subjects, who were well known in the East Africa bombings, were indicted and arrested. 1 was charged with a non-terrorism fraud violation, basically money laundering, financial crime. 6 subjects moved abroad, and we coordinated with the CIA and the Foreign Liaison Services to then track them. 1 was an unidentified subject, never able to get additional information. That case was closed, and then 2 subjects died, which leaves the total of 67. So just to try to provide a little bit of clarity on that and to address any questions you may have about that later. I want to take a moment just to thank you for the opportunity to speak on behalf of the dedicated men and women of the FBI who are working around the clock, around the globe to combat terrorism, and also to our intelligence community and law enforcement partners, both here in the U.S. and around the world, that we work closely with. Also want to take a moment to thank the Commission for the extensive work that has been done thus far, some of the clarity that's been brought to the issues pre-9/11 and post-9/11. To the victims and family members that suffer as a result of the horrific attacks and of September 11th and all acts of terrorism, the FBI has been heartened by your gratitude and also mindful of your criticism. And it is in the spirit of both of those aspects that we look forward to move forward. A process of considered review has not only begun, but we have engaged in an unprecedented transformation since 9/11. Today, the FBI is in the best position we've ever been to fulfill its highest priority, that of protecting the U.S. From terrorist attack. The FBI obviously applies a multifaceted strategy, employing its over 28,000 employees to combat terrorism. The FBI is positioned in a way that we can exploit the inherent nexus between terrorism and the crimes that are committed in pursuit of terrorism. We know that to be of value, intelligence must be collected, exploited, and shared. The FBI's ability to deploy anywhere in the U.S. or, if requested, worldwide at a moment's notice has proven invaluable in providing us with an understanding of the tradecraft of terrorism. Since September 11th, the FBI and our partners have investigated over 4,000 threats to the U.S., and the number of active FBI investigations into potential terrorist activity in the U.S. has grown dramatically. Working with our partners, we've also disrupted terrorist activities on multiple occasions inside the U.S., primarily focusing on terrorist financing operations in support of terrorist activity. In order to achieve these successes on the war on terror, we've transformed the FBI's counterterrorism efforts from one that excelled in the evidence collection and prosecution of matters to one that is primarily focused on intelligence while maintaining the prosecutive options. We've integrated our criminal and counterterrorism efforts with our intelligence aspects, which you'll hear more about this afternoon from Director Mueller and Executive Assistant Director Baginski. I'd like to touch on a few of the highlights of those changes from an operational perspective. We have played a key role in either creating or help create a number of different entities which are in furtherance of the counterterrorism effort. First, the Foreign Terrorist Tracking Task Force. Second, the Terrorist Screening Center. Third, the National Joint Terrorism Task Force. Obviously, we've heard from John Brennan, and the FBI has committed significant resources to the Terrorism Threat Integration Center. We established flying squads within the FBI, highly mobile teams with specialized expertise in counterterrorism language and analysis. We established a Counterterrorism Watch, CT Watch, the 24-hour clearinghouse for terrorist threats and intelligence within the FBI. We established a Communication Exploitation Section, the Document Exploitation Unit, which is gleaning information from millions of documents that have been accumulated worldwide. We established the Interagency Terrorist Finance and Operations Section, which is devoted entirely to the financial aspects of terrorism investigations and liaison with financial services industries. Since September 11th, the FBI and partners have frozen millions of dollars in financial assets of organizations that support terrorism worldwide. We crafted and promulgated to all of our 56 field offices the Model Counterterrorism Investigative Strategy, which is a blueprint for conducting intelligence-driven and intelligence-focused investigations. All international terrorism investigations conducted by the FBI now follow this prescribed approach. Before September 11th, due to limitations of the legal wall, which we've heard a lot about, intelligence agents and criminal agents working on the same terrorist subject were not able to share information in a productive way. A number of shortcomings have been addressed. In short, we are fighting terrorism with one hand tied behind our back. The Patriot Act, as we've heard in the FISA Court of Review decision, have eliminated that wall and enabled unprecedented information sharing, not only within the FBI, but with all of our partners. In addition to those activities, we have disseminated thousands of information intelligence reports to the intelligence community, and state and local law enforcement where permissible. We've established the FBI Intelligence Bulletin, which is disseminated weekly to more than 17,000 state and local police departments around the U.S. and to 60 federal agencies. Many of these bulletins are joint publications with the Department of Homeland Security. We've shifted 480 agents to the counterterrorism effort. Thanks to bipartisan congressional support, the FBI counterterrorism program has experienced a 99% increase in total personnel and 101% increase in total funding since 9/11.
You want to wind it up? We're going a little bit over.
Yes, sir. We've centralized program management at FBI headquarters, which allows us to transcend the territorial boundaries which we have experienced. In conclusion, I'd just like to state that there's been a fundamental paradigm shift in the FBI since 9/11, not just in counterterrorism, but in all investigative activities, recognizing the significance of integrating all FBI resources toward the 9/11 priority. With that, I will conclude. Thank you, sir.